Here's a quick little ellipse problem. So this says an ellipse has focal points 0, 3 and 4, 3, minor axis length 6. Find the equation of the ellipse. All right, so first these focal points both have the same y-coordinate, so they're lined up horizontally. So that means that the major axis is horizontal. Bigger number is going to be under x, okay, and the smaller number under y in the equation. All right, so first let's look at these focal points, and the midpoint of these two focal points is 2, 3. All right, so 2, 3 will be the center. So if we start to write the equation, it's going to look something like this. It's going to start to look like this: x minus 2 squared over, okay, plus y minus 3 squared over equal 1. Now we have to figure out these numbers underneath. Well, here we say it says minor axis length 6. So that tells us that that underneath the y we have half of the minor axis, which is 3 squared. Minor axis length 6, that tells us that b is equal to half of 6. B is equal to 3. And since this is a horizontal axis, the smaller number is going to be under y, the bigger number under x. So really what we have to find here is we have to find a squared. Right? Well, we have this little formula, c squared equal a squared minus b squared. And we know what b squared, that's 3 squared. All right, now c is the distance from the center to the focal points. So 2, 3 is in between these two focal points, and this one is 2 to the right, and this one is 2 to the left. So c is 2. Again, we get that from these two focal points. It's basically the distance between these two focal points cut in half. All right, so here we have this equation, 4 equal a squared minus 9. Okay, so we have 12 equal, 13 is equal to a squared, and a is the square root of 13. Okay, so here we have 13, or the square root of 13 squared, and this is the equation: x minus 2 squared over 13, y minus 3 squared over 9 equal 1. Okay, let's just do one more example. We'll do number 30 from the review sheet. So in this example, we want to find the center and the vertices and the focal point of the ellipse. So just put the ellipse in standard form, and that will involve completing the square. So we're going to look at the x terms, group those together, and the y terms. At the same time, let's factor out the 9. We're going to factor out the 25. So we'll factor out the 9 from the x terms. So here we have 9 times x squared minus 4x. And we'll leave some room here to complete the square. And then the y terms, they start with the y squared has coefficient 25. So let's pull out that 25, and here we have minus 2y. And leave some room. Okay, and let's put that 164 on the other side. Now complete the square. We're going to add and subtract half the middle term squared. So we're going to add 4, subtract 4, and here add and subtract half of 2 squared. So add 1, subtract 1. All right, so this piece is a perfect square, and so is this piece. All right, so whether we have factor that as a perfect square, and we have 9. Here we have, that's x minus 2 squared minus 4 plus 25, and this is y minus 1 squared minus 1 equal 164. So we're getting it into standard form All right, so let's do 9x minus 2 squared minus 36 plus 25y minus 1 squared minus 25 equal 164. Whoops, 164. Let's add 36 and add 25 to both sides. So we have 9x minus 2 squared plus 25y minus 1 squared equal, add them and we get to both sides, add them to the right side and we get 225. So this was designed so the numbers work out nicely. Now in standard form we have a 1 over here, so divide by 225. And like I said, this works out nicely. So the 9 divides into 225 25 times. Okay, so here we have a 25. And here we have 25 goes into 225 5 times. Sorry, 9 times. 9 times. Okay. All right, so here's what we end up with. And so from this we can see the center, 2, 1. We can see this is a squared. This is b squared. So the vertices are 5 to the right, 5 to the left. This is bigger number under x, so it's horizontal. Vertices 5 to the right, 5 to the left. So let's say the vertices, I'll use a v for vertices. Take the center, add 5, so we have 7, 1. Take the center, subtract 5, minus 3, 1. Now if we want the focal points, we have to use our little equation. That would be c squared equal a squared minus b squared, 25 minus 9, 16. So c is 4. Okay. So for the focal points, we're going to add and subtract 4 from the center. So there's a center 2, 1. Add 4, 4 plus 2, so that's 6, 1 for a focal point. Subtract 4, 2 minus 4, that's minus 2, 1 for a focal point.